Take two, because apparently my dog can't get it through his head that if he comes into this particular shed and he steps down too fucking hard, he might end up blowing his fucking feet off. Because I've got black powder flowing around here. I had black powder in here. Things that if you step down too hard, it could kind of, poof. Of course, it's not enough to really be dangerous. It's just a matter of it might poke little holes in his fucking paws, and I don't want to have to deal with that shit. So, take two. In the Hoosiers. This reply to or respond to Joe Morgan, Cat Without the Hat, Tomcat, and let me see here. I guess Mad Chad. There's just so many people now. I can't even link y'all. Apparently this conversation got away from us, y'all. So I'm gonna have to start live streaming this stuff or something, so we can all get in on it. Anyways, most favorite post-apocalyptic movie. I'm going to extend it myself to TV shows and books because I've seen a lot of post-apocalyptic movies, yeah, but we've all seen the same post-apocalyptic movies. We may not have all seen the same TV shows. We may not have read all the same books. So I wanted to go ahead and just throw down my three. Okay? My first one would be Mad Max. Beyond Thunderdome. That would be the movie. All right? And post-apocalyptic, yes, I know Red Dawn's out there. There's a whole bunch of different ones. Like even Dirty Harry's a post-apocalyptic movie in some sense, as Joe said. All right, but Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, two may enter, only one may leave. But anyways, yeah, the post-apocalyptic TV show. This is where I was when I ended up having to cut off my previous take because it ended up, getting interrupted by a dog that does not understand that things will blow up if you step down too hard, and he comes in here slapping his paws on the fucking ground. Like as if he fucking owns the place and doesn't understand things will go boom if you fuck up too hard. I mean, I tiptoe coming in this motherfucker now. I'm afraid to sweep the floor sometimes. So, yeah, you gotta be careful with gunpowder. Anyways, as I was saying, a TV show, yeah. Favorite post-apocalyptic TV show. Funny enough, there's a lot of them out there. I've got two. First one is called Jeremiah. If y'all ever saw that TV show with Luke Perry, that shit will open your fucking eyes, boy. I tell you what, that is like the closest to reality as far as apocalyptic situation and apocalyptic response of individuals who have no sort of training or sort of like experience in life and are all just children going into this. Yeah, that's the perfect response. That's literally right dead on the line. Jeremiah's a great TV show for that. Another one that I watched and I'm really big on is The 100. If y'all have ever seen that TV show, yeah, I understand. All right, there was a couple of fucking points that were made that it's just fucking regurgitated flu bullshit. But the premise is a fucking amazing. All right, World War III happens, nuclear Armageddon happens, and so the only surviving original humans real human beings versus, something that's been mutated to the point where it's got 3 freaking heads and it's growing a fucking second person out of its side. I mean, the deer walk around got 2 fucking heads and shit. It's real. It looks real as fuck. Like as if this could really fucking happen. All right. It's got a lot of scientific realities in it, not just, play games kind of crap. A lot of scientific realities in it. So I looked at it, I was like, it works. So anyways, these last living human beings, like actual human beings that are unchanged, unmutated, all that, just original human beings living on this space ark that's made up of the International Space Station, the Chinese space station, the Russian space station, and the Indian space station, and all of the space junk that was surrounding the Earth and creating the Kepler syndrome that we're going through right now was all kind of just grabbed together, and they used that as what they could use because that's what they had as far as materials. They couldn't access the rest because for 100 years it was not safe to set foot on the Earth. So they come back to Earth, we're going to repopulate the Earth sort of thing. We're going to create a new human society. This is where we're going with this, So they decide to crash land the Ark. They come and they all try to come back together because the Ark breaks up coming in. And of course it's going to happen, duh. But they all try to come back together and group up and create a society. And then they find out that there's actually survivors. Because in any apocalyptic scenario, there's going to be survivors. And you got the mutated ones, and then for some fucking reason, there were other survivors. Non-mutated individuals. Mind fucking blowing. 100 years. And there's still individuals living in a city that was bombed the fuck out by a nuclear weapon. No mutations. It didn't make much sense to me until I actually looked at the science of it and was like, oh, wait, no. It's plausible. Preppers, what can I say? We're just... we can survive just about anything if we know what we're doing. So... there's that one. Those are my TV shows. Okay? Jeremiah, the 100. And Jeremiah's much better than the 100 as far as post-apocalypse, but, we're talking nuclear scenarios, right? Well, the 100 is pretty good. Let's see here. Post-apocalyptic storybooks. That's a fucking tall order. There's a few different ones. George Orwell's 1984. It's actually really good for looking at post-apocalyptics. Another one from George Orwell. I think. I might be wrong in that. The Time Machine. I can't remember. Was that George Orwell or is that Hemingway? Thoreau or it's one of the big boys. I know that. I'm pretty sure that's Orwell, but it might be Clark. It might be. It could be any one of them. I don't remember, honestly. But I do remember reading the book. And it was one of those, holy shit. Time Machine. That's one hell of a thought process right there. And yeah, it goes right through the many apocalypses, the ones that have already happened, and the ones that are yet to happen. So, that's pretty imaginative. The Storm. Uh, It Came from on High. Swamp Thing. And actually, funny enough, my books. My book series actually is actually post-apocalyptic because it takes place after World War III. Funny enough, Sky Knight takes place after World War III and after an alien invasion of Earth. So yeah, there's something for you. That's some apocalyptic shit if I know anything. So yeah. Um, Another book that's apocalyptic. There's a good one. Uh, 10 Dead Indians. If anybody's ever read that book, it's really hard to find because of the fact of the premise and the title. Okay. It's called 10 Dead Indians, and it's about after the Civil War. Cherokee Scouts. It's called 10 Dead Indians. And it's pretty much been banned across the fucking globe because of the snowflake and bullshit. But if you ever get a chance to read that book, if you ever can find it, because it's really hard to find. I mean, it's been banned in every fucking store. People burnt the fuck out of them in the past, 5 years. So good luck finding it. But when I was a younger man, I read this book, and I'll just say this. I was stunned for near on a year after reading that book. I couldn't mentally function like normal because it was just like, holy shit, man. The fucked up shit that people will do to each other because they have animosity left over from war. You know? So, yeah, 10 Dead Indians. That's a fucking hell of a book, and it'll make your asshole pucker when you read it. That is a post apocalyptic book by all fucking means. Like, Civil War just ended maybe 4 years prior to the opening of the book. The opening of the book comes out with, what was his name? John Whitmer. There you go. John Whitmer. It opens up with the main character, John Whitmer. He's a former Indian Scouts, first forward Indian Scouts, and because we know it's the 5th and the 18th, but whatever, for the book, in order to make it so that it's not too realistic to the point where people actually think it's a true story. Okay, change a few little facts and this and that around so that it's not the same. Okay, it's based on true events. There is that. So John Whitmer, he's dealing with the after effects of the Civil War, and he's having to strip his former comrades of their weapons because the war's over and they're Cherokee people. They're Indians, And these are men he served with. And it fucks him up mentally, and he goes on a rampage. And his group that was with him, the survivors, they try to stop him. And because they don't want the whole the stigma behind it. They just wanted to peacefully just disappear and live their lives out and whatnot. So John goes on this fucking rampage, killing a whole bunch of white settlers that were targeting different reservations and Indians on those reservations to try and steal their goods, steal their women, steal their stuff, you know. So the whole premise of the book is that John is traumatized by seeing a family of Lakota Sioux, not even the Cherokee, mind you, but the Cherokee are in this book, okay? He sees a whole family of Lakota Sioux just mutilated beyond even recognition as human beings, laid out around their teepee. And the most dark and disgusting part of the book is that he walks inside, and what he sees, I won't even put that on YouTube. And I'm a raw motherfucker. I'll talk, I'll swear, I'll cuss, I'll talk about realities, I'll talk about disgusting shit. I don't care. You know, I'll talk about gore, doesn't matter. But this is something else. You have to read the book to actually know what I'm talking about, okay? But it changes the man. He literally flips a fucking switch in his head, and he's like, fuck these motherfuckers and everything they stand for. I'm just going to kill them all. And he goes on a rampage that ends in his death and the death of his comrades in arms. All of them. In a final shootout where, you know, it's fuck it all to the wind and let's go out and guns blazing because there ain't nothing else for it. And it's a hell of a book. It's a, you know, not a very long story, but it is so graphic. You just sitting there going, damn. Fuck. You know, I mean, like, the part where, funny enough, one of the characters in the book is named Joe Horn. That's his name, Joe Horn. All right. Takes a tomahawk to this feller and literally cleaves him in half with a tomahawk. And the description is so just vividly gory that I won't describe it. Okay. Because it goes through the whole description of what this looks like, what it just, you know. It's fucking gnarly, dude. There's a reason why this book isn't really sold in stores. It's not fucking all that out there. It's because, one, it's a really fucking gory post-apocalyptic, post-Civil War book. Two, the title is 10 Dead Indians. I mean, you want to fucking piss off a snowflake, there you go. So, yeah, there's a post-apocalyptic book for you. Crimson Tide, that's a pretty good one, but that's pre-apocalyptic for, you know, so I can't really say that one. Most of those ones are actually pre-apocalyptic. Almost all the Jack Ryan novels are pre-apocalyptic, so with a grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. As far as that goes, those are my post-apocalyptic picks. Mad Max, Beyond Thunderdome, Red Dawn, Jeremiah, The 100, Time Machine, 1984, and 10 Dead Indians. So there you go. And I passed the torch. Y'all, here's a talking stick. And yo, guardsmen on motherfuckers, I am out.